As of January 1st, 2024, Mickey Mouse is now in the public domain, which means anyone can do anything with a character. Horror movies, pornos, and best of all, Fallout New Vegas character runs. So, the question on everyone's mind, can you beat Fallout New Vegas as Mickey Mouse? After heavy analysis of both moving pictures, I made this rule set. Knives and hammers are the only weapons I can use. I have to get confirmed bachelor because Mickey has no riz. Mick and Ralph, Mickey Mouse, yeah, too similar, they have to go. And one secret rule that'll be mentioned soon. To start off the challenge, I wake up in a random old man's home and get to customize my appearance. Behold, Mickey Mouse in the flesh! I tried looking for a mod with some sort of Mickey Mouse outfit, but there doesn't seem to be any. This is gonna have to do. My special stats are on screen and oh whoops, they're gone. Guess you'll never know my build. Tag skills are barter, melee, and repair. My traits are skilled and Logan's loophole. I head straight for Chet to sell all my useless weapons and buy some stim packs. For now, all I have is a kitchen knife that does okay damage. Remember that secret rule from earlier? Well, here it is now. There's one trait Mickey had in these early cartoons that trumps all his others. Animal abuse. Which is pretty ironic considering, he's a mouse. But I like to stay true to character, so I'm gonna be killing any animal I encounter. Minus bugs, because cazadors can fuck off. Sunny Smiles kindly offers to train me on how to survive in the wasteland. She won't accept me knifing the bottles, and Trudy, Joe Cobb, or Ringo won't spawn until this quest is complete. So, I kill her dog and begrudgingly shoot the bottles like a mast. I decide not to side with the powder gangers, because blue really isn't my color. I instead see Ringo and form a small army in his name. This is where I pick out confirmed bachelor. This is because Mickey in these two cartoons has no game at all. Seriously, Minnie would rather throw herself from a plane mid-flight than kiss him. The town easily wipes out the powder gangers, but I managed to single out and claim Joe Cobb for myself. My first objective after leaving Good Springs is to find a better weapon. There's an unmarked location named Chance's Grave that has a better version of the knife. While I'm climbing a hill, Victor shows up randomly and starts killing bugs. I'll leave him to it, I guess. I wander around for a bit until I finally find the grave, which I can't dig up because I don't have a shovel. Guess I'll have to find a better knife elsewhere. I get obliterated by some random thugs, so I whip out my .357 revolver to get by them. Not to kill them, of course, but to use one of my favorite bugs. Who needs good planning and skill when you can run from your problems at light speed? When you get launched thousands of feet into the air, all it takes is a well-timed quick save and load to stop all momentum. With New Vegas now in sight, I witness a gunfight and finish off the survivor. Then I loot both corpses and get myself a handy NCR uniform. I can then use said uniform to take the monorail onto the strip. Victor tries to give me a heart attack, and I ignore Mr. House's invite to come into his sex dungeon. Instead, I head straight for the Cannibal Casino to earn some cash. Old Ben thinks he's a fucking comedian. He watches me walk out of the strip and has the audacity to warn me about the credit check. Well, I have the audacity to slice and dice until he drops dead so I can blow his fucking head off.
Mick and Ralph's is located just before the east gate. Mick and Ralph's is located just before the east gate.
Mick and Ralph's is nearby, so I can go check them off my list. Ralph refuses to talk to me because of my reputation, but Mick is just gullible enough to buy my junk before I murder him in cold blood.
I'm hit. Give me all your cap. Whoa, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was you. Please don't hurt me.
This shitty kitchen knife isn't gonna hold up for long, so I fast traveled back to Good Springs to get a better weapon. I still haven't found a shovel, so Chance's knife isn't an option, but I got something else in mind. Time to head south. This little wuss asked me to save his girlfriend or whatever, so I head up the hill to kill a herd of geckos. I never intended to help this guy, of course. I have a knife to find. Into Lonesome Road I go. I free EDE to help me unlock some doors. He takes his role a little too seriously and takes on a sentry bot ahead of me. Like the hero I am, I use my ally as bait and run past. There are a few Bowie knives strewn about the place. They do more base damage, crit more often and with higher damage, and can be repaired with combat knives. Hey look! There's some coyotes offering to test out my new weapon. Back to the strip. I think it's about time I take out Ben... retrieve the platinum chip.
Hey.
What is my plan, you ask? Confront him, level up, become a cannibal, and chop, 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 chop!
The eyes of the mighty.
I guess the next step is to go see Mr. House. He spews a bunch of baloney and insists on me watching his stupid performance. Oh god, I specifically said I didn't want to go into his sex dungeon. Before leaving, I make sure to sell the Good Springs and Lucky 38 snow globe. That's over 5,000 caps from visiting this place. Nice. It's time to meet this Kaisar fella. See what he's all about, see if I like the cut of his jib. The closest place I have to Cottonwood Cove is Prim, so I figure, hey, why not help out with the sheriff problem? I easily clear the convicts and save Deputy Dickass. All that's left is to find a replacement sheriff. Deputy Dickass won't, the NCR won't without me helping them first, and the other option is some guy in prison. Doesn't sound like a good sheriff to me. I then remember I have a programmer's digest and can reprogram Prim Slim to be sheriff. As I head to Cottonwood Cove, I encounter and kill many things. Powder gangers, jackal gangers, and a whole gang of coyotes, women and children included. Nipton is destroyed as usual, but I do get some unique dialogue because I've already met Vulpas. That won't stop me from killing his dogs, of course. I made the mistake of drinking a Nuka-Cola quartz to heal myself. More nameless NPCs throw away their life in pursuit of mine. At some point, they gotta stop trying, right? Say hello to the first real challenge of this challenge. A herd of bighorners. These guys do a ton of damage per hit, so taking on a large group like this is borderline suicide. Well, lesson learned. Never use VATS against bighorners. I forgot Mickey Mouse is a canon cannibal, so this is the first person I ate, but I assure you, it will not be the last. The only good strategy against bighorners is to stay right behind them, smacking them on the ass constantly. They are too slow to turn around as long as you keep moving. Dumbass animal. It takes quite a few deaths, but eventually, I triumph in killing some random animals in the middle of the wasteland. Well worth it. Not even 5 minutes later, I find an abandoned farm with a ton more bighorners and some Brahmin. This is gonna be a nightmare. But maybe not, because all these animals are malnourished, so they go down easily. Very easily. Nothing else slows me down much on my trip to the fort. I help some junkie off a cross and execute another. You know, I've never actually sided with the Legion. The fort is just too damn big, and I can't be bothered to walk across it more than once. And that will not be changing today. Does Mickey Mouse seem like the type of person to take orders from some punk? He single-handedly formed the largest media empire on Earth, Disney, through ruthless and cutthroat business practices. I'll let the Legion think I'm on their side for now, even accepting some side missions while I'm at it. But do know this, viewer, the Legion will pay their dues in blood, but only when I want them to. Except for Caesar. He is way too well protected, and most of these guys are melee fighters, so I would not stand a chance at this level. I head down to the bunker and upgrade the Securitrons as Mr. House wants. When I leave the bunker, I hit level 8, which allows me to max out melee weapons. From here on, I think I'll focus on medicine so I don't have to spam stim packs as much. Also, I grab Bloody Mess because who doesn't want that?
Kaiser. I felt the ground shake a while ago. Let's press on, shall we? As I was telling you before, you have an interest in his death. Mark my words, you piece of shit. This is the last time you will ever refuse to perform an order I've given you.
Outside New Vegas, at what was once called Nellis Air Force Base, resides an unusual tribe known as the Boomers.
Before I do what Mr. House wants, I take a visit to the Ultralux to speedrun their questline. I make fun of Heck Gunderson's lost son. Then he recruits me to go find the little shit. Which is as easy as talking to Mortimer for 10 seconds, when he reveals he is a cannibal and kidnapped Ted. He's planning a dinner, you see, and if he can't have Ted, he needs someone else. Someone far away from here that I'm not even gonna consider. Rip Ted Gunderson.
My daddy's gonna kill all you bastards once he finds out what you done to me. The hell you will.
This is hopeless!
All that's left is to frame Heck for the murder of his son and report him.
The hell I will.
Mortimer plans to feed the White Gloves Ted and tell them what it was afterwards to try and reinstate cannibalism. I'm all for it, so I wait until 7 p.m. like he says and look around for the banquet. I assume it's behind this locked door, so I nab a key and piss off every White Glove in a 10-mile radius. Turns out, it was the wrong key. Guess I'll come back later if I remember. I'll be honest, I hate the Boomers. I hate Pearl and her smug, bitchy face. I hate listening to some kid spew nonsense. I hate running back and forth constantly for their shitty quests. But, in remembrance of Walt Disney and his xenophobic ways, I think Mickey Mouse would ally with a faction that literally calls all outsiders savages. So, I'll put my hate aside and help them out. Let's blast through these real quick. I take some drugs to appear competent enough that this doctor asked me to help his patients. 2 of them healed, 1 in a coma, that's 66%, a passing grade. I head into some place to kill a bunch of damn bugs. About 6 straight minutes of wandering around killing scorpions that seem to spawn at random. Whoopee. Jack is a virgin beta and has his eyes on some girl at the Crimson Caravan Company, so of course it's my job to get them together. Also, Ringo paid me back. Remember Ringo? From the beginning? Good Springs? Ha, what a time. I failed a speech check, and Janet here refuses to talk to me because of it.
You tried to get me killed. Get the hell out of my face.
I did not try to get her killed. I killed her. Well, I reload, talk to her, talk to Pearl, talk to Jack, and then talk to her again. After all I've done for her, she asks for just one more favor. Talk to another fucking person. At least this one is close. I don't care whether she gets paid or not, to be honest. Last, and arguably least, Loyal can't fix his own shit, so I have to. But I can't, because I'm an idiot. So instead, we head to the NCR-controlled Helios 1 to steal some parts. Yeah, it's we now. I recruited Arcade Ganondorf right before this. They won't let me through the front door, so I use the revolver trick and hop the fence. This also bugs out the guards, because they don't seem to care about me. The trick works just as well getting me out. I was expecting some combat here, so instead me and Arcade slay about 1 million or so giant ants. Soon after, we meet Veronica, and I decide on the spot to replace Arcade with her. I can't kill him, but I can take his glasses and tell him to screw off back to Freeside. Back to the Boomers, I repair solar panels, and Loyal kisses me on the cheek for it. Pearl finally trusts me enough to send me right back to Loyal for some stupid plan. Blah blah blah, plane sunk, blah blah, swim, blah blah, detonator, and look at that, it's a piece of shit. Back to Loyal, back to Pearl, and finally, the Boomers are on my side. Hour and a half down the fucking drain. Back to Mr. House, the one who sent me to the Boomers in the first place. You wanna know what he did when I got back? He told me to deal with the Omertas. I think Mickey Mouse has taken his last goddamn order. Time to die, Mr. House. I think I know someone who can fit the role better.
Hey! Hi there! Good to meet you.
Since I already killed Mr. House and upgraded the Securitrons and allied with the Boomers and helped the White Gloves become cannibals, I can start Yes Man's questline halfway through it. All that's left is the Brotherhood, Great Khans, and Omertas. The Omertas are closest, so I'll start with them. According to Mr. House, they were up to something, so a thorough investigation is required here.
I knew someone would call in that mark soon. Sorry, they don't tell me their plans, and I don't want to know. Later.
Also, I went back to check in with Mortimer. He said the banquet went great, and that they all converted to cannibalism. I did all the work for them, and am a cannibal myself, yet I get no reward or invitation to the club? Fine, I'll take my payment in XP and fresh meat.
Come on!
Like that?
Engaging.
Next stop is the New Vegas Medical Clinic. I want to pick up some unique implants. I grabbed the subdermal armor, but lack the 12,000 caps for the regen ability. Guess it's time to go abuse the luck stat to finance my shenanigans. Finally, I can now regen health passively. Oh, what was that? It only heals 1 HP every 10 seconds? Are you goddamn kidding me? To be fair, it works fine when waiting or fast traveling, but in real time, it would take just under an hour to fully heal me. Trust me, I did the math. The Great Khans are next on my metaphorical chopping block. A wild group of legionary assassins attacked me on the way there. They are tanks and can take 50 plus swings to kill, but they aren't putting out that much damage. Good for me. I head straight for the drug lab, because that's really the only reason I'm here. Remember that dumbass I rescued from the cross earlier? Well, now I can cash in my reward for saving him, which is a recipe for Turbo. Pretty great reward, if I ever actually use the recipe in this playthrough. While I was recording, I chose the recipe because I thought she was offering drugs. Then I completely forgot about it until now, writing the script. Well, at least I can teach Jack some recipes and buy whatever he makes. Except that I haven't put a single point in science, so I can't. And that is all I did with the cons in this playthrough. Hey look, it's the little wuss who's too much of a wuss to save his girlfriend. It's been a while since I promised to save her, so why not do it now? Well, looks like I was too late. The very least I can do is drag this body down to him.
Sorry I tricked you, but thanks for clearing out the geckos.
What, so it was just a ploy to have me kill some geckos? 1, you could have asked. 2, who the hell did I just drag down this mountain? Whatever, I'm sure they don't mind, 'cause they're dead. The real reason I grabbed Veronica is to let me into the Brotherhood bunker easily. I made the mistake of instantly sending her away and started the normal Brotherhood questline where they strap a bomb collar on you. The Elder tells me to deal with an NCR ranger nearby, but also says not to kill him? I got confused and just smashed his radio. The ranger does a ton of damage and... oh, it's because I never re-equipped my armor. Elder What's-His-Name gets angry at me for not listening, but still removes the collar. His mistake. Brotherhood scum. Well, Veronica is sure to attack me on sight now, so I decide to grab Arcade again. That being said, I will not be returning his glasses. Pretty sure I sold them anyway. Arcade starts telling me about how his father was a member of the Enclave and thinks we should recruit some old members to fight for Hoover Dam. I've never had the Enclave on my side, so I decide to go along with it. This requires finding some senior citizens, convincing them to come, and Arcade rambling about the past afterwards. That happens 4 times. The 5th takes a little more effort. Starting with the first crash of the run! Woo! Yeah! Yeah! New Vegas! New Vegas! New Vegas! I stand AFK for a bit after loading back in, and another group of Legion assassins take their opportunity to attack. Nothing the revolver can't fix. Arcade is doing way too much damage for my liking. He's killing enemies before I can even reach them, so I order him to use his melee weapon from now on, and he happily obliges.
If you would like me to die very rapidly.
His damage now is pitiful, just how I like it. Can't let his hands get more bloody than mine. Why do weapon repair kits not work on my knife? Finally, I got to Jacobstown, where the last idiot happens to be. Dr. Henry here insists I help in his stupid research before he will leave.
Insist.
Guess I should have expected this quest would be a little harder than talking to 5 people. He tells me to head into the nearby Night Stalker cave. I guess he needs some tips on stalking. I could have helped out with that, but I'll take the free XP. That was a bit tough, but with enough willpower, anything is possible. Including a second crash. I think this was just the game punishing me for fast traveling that close to Jacobstown. I'm hardly even paying attention to my objectives at this point, just trying to speed through this quest as quick as possible. Lily does something, Keen shows up and I immediately fold to him, Lily is gonna keep doing something, and finally Doc Henry is ready to go. Also, I helped in stopping some mercenaries who were harassing the town. I talk down their price to leave and lie about it to Marcus, making a quick 1,000 caps from these mutant freaks. Once in the Enclave bunker, I tell them to back the NCR. This pisses off Oreo Morio, who at first wants to leave, but decides to kill me instead. Worst and last mistake of his meaningless life. Arcade doesn't want to follow in his father's footsteps and fight with the Enclave. I'm not able to convince him because I've been an asshole every time he's talked to me. So he's gonna be staying in Freeside during the battle, helping injured. Prick. The rest of the Enclave still wants to back me and even gives me power armor and training to use it. Arcade comes back after I leave the bunker to give me his father's old armor. Apparently my response wasn't good enough for him and he fucks off again. First, he tries to outdamage me with his plasma pistol. Then he betrays me when he decides to stay in Freeside during the battle. Now he gives me armor that's worse than the power armor I just got? Well then, Arcade, if you like Freeside so much, maybe I'll have to visit it and make some improvements. But that can wait. First, I report back to Yes Man that I destroyed the Brotherhood and ignored the cons. Next, I gotta power up El Dorado substation. While I'm at the Lucky 38, I may as well get Veronica out of the way. If you're not with me, you are against me after all, and none of my enemies have the right to live in my world. As for the substation, I throw on my NCR uniform for the last time, and easily slip in and out without a trace. I'm not even sure if it was because of my uniform, or if their AI was just broken. All that's left to do now is stock up on supplies, and go pay that visit to Freeside and the followers.
What was that for? I think you're on the right track.
Well, that was fun. Now it's time to go fight for the dam. With upgraded Securitrons, the Boomers, and the Enclave on my side, this fight should be a breeze. Any Legion soldiers with guns stand no chance. I either stun them or stab the gun right out of their hands. Good news! I can't wait anywhere, so my healing implant is effectively useless during this battle. These heavy troopers are guarding the door I need to get through. I sold my NCR uniform from earlier, so I go kill another soldier for his. This of course aggroes both guards, and my Securitron escort responds accordingly. I was thinking about putting the dam out of operation, just so no one could possibly benefit from it, but decided against it. If Mickey Mouse is to rebuild Disney in this world, having a functional dam powering thousands of robot soldiers could help. Here comes the Enclave to help. They actually help more than most factions, sending their members to fight up to the Legate with you. Also, the first thing they see me do is eat a corpse. Honestly, all of that hard work setting up for this paid off. I've never had an easier time getting to the Legate's camp. I struggle to even do damage before my allies kill anything in sight. Time to take on the Legate. If you haven't noticed by now, I haven't put a single point into speech. I have a bit in barter, but it gets me nowhere. That means there's only one way this can end. That is, with the Legate's head mounted on my wall. Problem 1. They outnumber me, by a lot. Problem 2. Most of these guys are melee fighters. Problem 3. The Legate is a tank and a melee fighter who can also knock me over. Here are a few highlights of this fight. My Securitron blew me up during a VAT swing. For some reason, the Legate switched to grenade spamming for a bit. The Legate does not care about gravity or physics in general. After many, many deaths, I finally succeed. In loading a save before the fight? Yes, I am not strong enough to beat him currently. I do believe it's possible, but only with a hefty amount of luck and bashing my head into a brick wall. There's one perk in particular I've been trying to get throughout this whole challenge. Just gotta earn a bit more XP to grab it. I head to Camp McCarran and pick up a bounty. A triple bounty, to be specific. Or just 3 bounties if you're a jackass idiot. I head to Camp McCarran to pick up a bounty. A triple bounty, to be specific. Or just 3 bounties if you're a jackass idiot. I'm way over-leveled for this quest, so it's not a challenge at all. After killing Cook, I reach level 15. One more level and I should be able to take on the Legate again. Next up is Black Mountain. Super mutants are bound to be more of a challenge, and with that, more XP. Also, I get a reminder that I destroyed the Brotherhood bunker and killed them all. Happy times. Who needs to follow the intended path when you can just walk up to the back door and use it through a fence? The Nightkin with a rocket launcher is gonna be a problem. I barely made it into Raoul's building with a sliver of health left. The implant actually comes in handy as I'm able to wait a full day to heal up. Twice. Which also means the Nightkin stayed aiming at that door for 48 hours. Killing Tabitha puts me up to level 16 where I can finally get it. Super Slam. With this perk, anyone I hit has a chance of being ragdolled. Extremely OP for any melee build. While I'm here, I may as well save Raoul too. Since Veronica and Arcade betrayed me, it'd be nice to have a companion for the battle still. This time, the battle goes much the same. Once I get to the heavy troopers again, we just kill them and proceed. No need to waste time. I activate the dam, the Enclave flies in, and I arrive at the Legate's camp for the final time. Let me just say this. There is a huge difference between a fight with Super Slam and one without it. Legate meat, my favorite. You know, it just doesn't feel right. These Enclave guys risk their life for me for little to no gain of their own. I just can't have allies without betraying them. Also, because eating a man named Cannibal Johnson is every cannibal's dream. General Lee Oliver goes down the way he always does, like a punk-ass bitch. With that, once I stop running from Yes Man, I beat Fallout New Vegas as Mickey Mouse.
You did a super job wrapping things up.
This was essentially a knife-only run with the added animal slaughters, apart from some character-based decisions I made throughout. The biggest challenge I faced was having such a low starting strength. I had to put 3 perk points into raising it to be able to get Super Slam. But this was a fun little run, and a good first run of New Vegas on my channel. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.
28 stab wounds. You didn't want to leave him a chance, huh?